Guys, so we have Bam Bam out here now. T-Fit here with Fit Bully TV. Listen, one of the things that people don't understand is how do you deal with an unmotivated dog? Now in your mind, he does what you call the bare minimum. The bare minimum. So when you're doing the bare minimum, look,
come on.
You saw in the last episode, Cha-Cha takes some more chances.
Come on. Yes. Get a boy. Yeah, there we go.
And you see Bam Bam move a little bit slower.
Good.
He's just like his daddy in terms of lack of motivation. Cha-Cha, on the other hand, she's thoughtful and thoughtfully thoughtless. Thoughtless meaning, hey, she'll do whatever she needs to do because you've asked her. So Stan, what are some things that you would encourage somebody to be mindful of when they're dealing with a dog that lacks motivation?
Realize it's going to be a process and stop while you're ahead. So a lot of times we try to get so much out of our dogs in one session, we end up ruining that session because they end on a bad note. Especially dogs like this, I would motivate him and then put him up. So he's thinking about, ooh, I did it. And if that didn't work, I would go get a dog that was motivated, put this dog in a crate and let him watch, and we would have a blast. So the dog will start learning that it's better to try to be motivated and be more engaging with the handler. Come on. Good boy. There you go.
You see how Bam Bam's thinking about everything? Cha-Cha was just more willing.
You got it. Come on.
Godly, he acts just like his dad. Lord have mercy,
Come on.
Jesus.
Come on. You can move. I promise. There you go. But he won't go from one to another. There. Oh, you almost did it. Come on, big head.
Yeah, see.
There you go. See.
Look at here. Look. You get super discouraged, and people think the boys are so much like they add all the value, but from a performance standpoint, it's been proven in the book scientifically that the females are the ones that are super motivated. Look, that's about all you're gonna get right there. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He ain't even leave the ground.
He said, I ain't leaving it unless I have to. Come on, this way. Up.
Look at him. He's looking for the shortcut. He's a cheater. Look, then you got to do all this stuff here, get on the tires to get him to try.
Come on, let's go. Come on, you got to jump at least. Come on.
See what I'm saying?
Come on.
Bam Bam will give up.
Bam, come on.
He's got that Baloo in him, something serious, people.
He won't even try to leave the ground.
Nah, man, I'm telling you right now, he's going to require twice as much work.
Come on.
And he understands that Stan has all the value. Guys, one of the things I haven't done on purpose is spend a lot of time training these dogs, meaning just so we could really work from a raw standpoint. The bully is a dog that lacks confidence. I don't care what nobody tells you, because they breed a look, not who the dog is. I breed what the dog is character-wise so that we can keep the dog relatively motivated. And look at that there. Ain't even attempting to. And the irony is, he was one of the first dogs over the fence. One of the first dogs climbing the fence, doing all this other stuff, and nothing changed. If anything, we're going to take him to a place where he got to do a little bit more adventuring, and that'll come soon. I got his leptospirosis stuff we're going to start giving him this week. Just to get him in some water, but it's been a little chilly. It's like an on and off day in Dallas. But I tell you one thing, you've got other breeds. What are some other breeds that you say lack motivation at times?
I say more like the dogs that weren't chasing stuff. So like, let's see. I mean, I think most dogs can be motivated. It's just if they were bred for it or not. Like you said, Baloo isn't necessarily a dog who did something, but he had a particular look or style that you needed for your program, so you put that in there. I really have a lot of success with dogs getting motivated because they're at least going to be motivated by something. It may not always be food, it may not always be a ball. Sometimes dogs like a love and affection. So you just have to find what motivates your dog, and sometimes it's literally sitting out in the yard and watching what your dog does. So like Oakley, she's whatever she can chase, she loves it. But her main thing is when I'm happy, she performs her best. And I have to make sure I remember that. So you have to know which dog you're working with and work with that dog in front of you and try not to make your dog be something it's not. You can't work Bam Bam just like Cha-Cha, and they're siblings. And you have to work these dogs completely different. So what I would do with a dog like this is I would set up all these tires around me, and I would just sit here.
There
If
you
we
go.
didn't have anything else to do, we would just sit here.
And the challenge though with terrier and bully even type breeds, if they have more of a terrier approach to them, is they're independent thinkers too. So already you saw him walk off, he trying to look for other things to do, and he becomes unmotivated, de-interested, and then he'll start thinking for himself. So in some cases, I would recommend almost putting the dog back up too.
Yeah.
Just because you go, okay, you don't want to do that, it's not a problem, it's fine, but you gonna do what we need you to do, or you gonna go up.
Because if not, you teach the dog that they can get away with something. And that's very important with obedience. If you're working on the recall, make sure your dog can't get distracted, because then your recall means I can get distracted sometimes. You want it to be perfect. You want it to be crisp. You want it to be exact. Whenever you're shooting a basket, you make sure you keep your elbow in. You do not practice bad shots. Quarterbacks, do not practice bad throws. Do not practice bad repetitions with your dog, or you're going to have a bad repetition dog.
Yeah, your dog's just gonna have what they call a bad rep, and you know it's funny you say it because one of the schools I work with, they didn't have lights at nighttime. They went 13-0 in Kansas, and he said, "Chuck, we only can practice good reps. If I see one bad rep, we move on to the next play because I'd rather get it right 100 times or 3 times than get it right, 50%, 70%. So we don't get to practice bad reps because we got a school that doesn't have everything we need. And guess what? Them jokers won state, 6A football in Kansas. So Bam Bam, he's shown that he wants to do what he wants to do. Therefore, it is time to put him up. And hopefully, as we continue to work with him, we will show you some of his progress. I'll be very clear in telling you guys, he is a breed stock dog for us, which means we're going to breed him. He's not a make it or break dog, which means we don't need him long term to better our program. There he goes. Therefore, when we get what we need out of him, he'll still live and die on the land. But again, I think his grandson will be a better dog than him, and I know how to do that. But it'll take time. So stay tuned. Take care of your dogs as always. Stan, last thing, is there 3 things you would recommend they do in order to keep their dog motivated? Like, let's say it's an unmotivated dog. What's 3 things that you do to motivate a dog?
Well, first one would be find their motivator. The second would be make them work for that motivator, and the third one would be stop while they are still motivated. So if that means 1 repetition and that's all your dog will do at a high level, stop at 1 and then slowly increase it over time, but do not rush the process. The moment you start rushing, you start messing up, and then it's a cluster after that, and then you're calling people, my dog's 5 years old and it doesn't know how to listen. You could have had those problems fixed at 7, 8 months old if you were just taking your time with them. So
Good stuff, my friend. Thank you for that. My people, keep taking care of your dogs. Like, subscribe, and share. We got a lot of work to do with this joker here, and realistically, not too much work if I'm being honest. But I'm curious to see how far we can push him because he still shows signs of being a dog that can do something. His dad, in this case, could and would do nothing. Bam Bam will carry a weight for almost a mile in his mouth and give us a good walk. That in itself lets you know he's got some motivation. We just got to keep driving it in the right direction.